Hi, welcome back to Core 5 Acupressure. I wanted to talk a bit about the power of self-care and what that benefit can look like when you incorporate that into your everyday routine. Over the last little while, I've been dealing with a lot of shoulder pain, shoulders, head, and neck, and I want to talk as well about how when we feel as though we have a limited amount of time and we feel as though we have limited capacity, how we can modify. So we talked about the 36 conscious breaths in a day, allowing our body to reset through the exhale, letting go, dropping the shoulders. That exhale is an opportunity for the body to build. And as we bring that new energy that we've been given as our innate gift that's run up the back of the spine and connected with all that is above and begins its descent down the front of the body, as we meet that new descending energy, we begin to build and revitalize and replenish and renew and restore all that was as we drain away through the toes in that exhale. Grounding, breathing. As a way of maintaining our physical well-being and our mental emotional well-being, we can use that 36 breath cycle as a tool. And if that's all we have capacity for in a day, it's going to allow our system to consciously and creatively reset and renew, knowing that we're paying attention and that we're committed to that process. There's something about the consciousness of the breath that is a deep communication, and it is invaluable. There's so much power in that conscious intent for wellness and health and letting go and clearing the mind and knowing more deeply the self. The first and the last step of each flow is thought to be a quickie or a way of managing self-care in an efficient manner. It's wonderful when we can really sink into a full treatment, but if what we have are physical limitations or what we have is a time limitation, then we can look at what options exist just to ensure that we continue to maintain that deep connection. One of the things I've been doing over the last month, every day, every morning, every chance I get, is that main central vertical flow. So that's right hand on top of the head, left hand at the third eye, exhale, drop the shoulders. And there's an earlier video that I shared that goes through all the steps of the main central vertical flow, reminding ourselves to exhale, being in the now, allowing thoughts to come and to go with the breath. Being the smile, allowing ourselves to settle in our own way. And that main central vertical flow is going to take you to the tip of the nose where we support the pituitary. And it's going to take you to the center of the sternum where we're not only supporting the inner child and the flow of creativity, but we are, it's a powerful immuno booster. It balances hormones. It encourages us to create through song. And just generally, it's that place of deeper connection with our true inner childlike place. Exhale, drop the shoulders. Takes us to that spot just above the navel where we're connecting with source, releasing intestinal discomfort, assisting with digestion, maintaining and sustaining. Takes us to the pubic bone, exhaling. And that final step is going to be taking your right hand from the crown of the head. And I sometimes like to stimulate the top of my head and get that energy function really rolling. But taking that energetic positive and negative charge and meeting. So take this hand, your right hand, and take it to your tailbone. And your left hand, tip of the fingers, 1, 2, 3, to your pubic bone, and just gently resting. And I have my hand resting in the most comfortable position. It can be palm on the spine or it can be back of the hand on the spine. All of it is really beneficial. And so we're just exhaling, dropping the shoulders, finding our way to a comfortable position. And a modified version is going to allow us just to focus on that first step and the last step. And knowing that when we do the first step and the last step of any flow, it really is the flow. And everything else we do in between is supportive of that flow function. The chiropractor flow, the main center vertical flow, bringing life and vitality through the spine. That center meridian that affects all other energy centers. That pubic bone coccyx connection opens up the grand central station, releases tension in the pelvis and lower back, allows the legs to sit more squarely, or refines that adjustment just ever so slightly by relaxing the muscles in the pelvic girdle. Exhale. And what I do is I wait till I can feel some kind of stimulus under my fingers, whether they're on the crown of my head or third eye, tip of the nose, sternum, navel, pubic bone, tailbone. I'm waiting until I can feel a rhythm. Feels like a heartbeat. And sometimes it takes some time as I'm waking up in the morning or settling off to sleep, focusing on that first step and that last step. Because that's all I often have energy and time for. And it allows me just to let go, not to think about what's coming next, but just to settle in. And once I can feel a blood pulse, and it actually feels like a blood pulse, but is an energetic function pulse, then I know that energy is moving through there. And really that's what we're doing. We're pushing and pulling energy through the body, stimulating as you would in any kind of electrical system. We want to feel a system reaction. And then you know that the energy is moving through that area, and then pain and tension begins to dissolve. And it is quite fantastic. It's a huge benefit. You either become more alert, or you're able to release anxiety to drift off to sleep. Remembering the breath, exhaling. And because I've had shoulder discomfort, sometimes just simply palm down, laying down, tip of the fingers on the tailbone, left hand resting just ever so gently on the lower part of my pelvis towards my pubic bone, propping myself up or laying myself down, exhaling. That can be enough. And for the days when I can lift my arms, sometimes I'll lay on my side, and I can even just do one of these laying down in bed, and I can rest my shoulders. I'm not having to do this, right? It makes a huge difference. So there's so many ways that we can modify every single energy function flow. And for those of us that can't touch our toes, which is totally understandable, there's all kinds of ways of stimulating those toe functions by using the fingers. And anything that's going on up here, we can actually treat by working in the torso. The body is actually divided in 3 segments. So we're able to work the bust line and the waistline and the hip line right from the neck, and the bust line and the waistline and the hip line right from the torso, and the bust line, waistline, hip line from the toes, and the bust line, waistline, hip line from the fingers. So no matter what our limitations are, we can adjust. So I encourage you to send me any questions that you have. You can subscribe. You can send me a message on that YouTube. And I'm happy to assist you in modifying your program and getting this happening every day. I think if we did 6 sets of 6 minutes, that would be like completely ambitious. That'd be 36 minutes of Jin Shin Jyutsu every day. 20 minutes is ideal. If you have time for 6 conscious breaths, that's an excellent start. If you spend 6 minutes holding left hand on the pubic bone, drawing that energy, left leading down the front, right hand on the tailbone, encouraging that energy flow up the back, that left hand assists with that descending energy down the front. If you did that pubic bone um, coccyx tailbone connection and got that energy function, energy function, energy function, energy function, energy function, exhale down the front. What you're doing is basically applying jumper cables to your system and boosting and boosting and boosting, just as though you had a car charger or a defibrillator. Like you're really just sending an electrical current through your body, and that gets everything moving. And once one system is moving, all other systems follow suit. And the body's so wise. There's a reason why things have slowed down. There's a reason why there's an information sharing happening through pain. There's a reason why my neurological system is asking me to connect more deeply with my own feelings. So I do so, and I exhale, and I take time. And I encourage us all to find our way there, whether it's Jin Shin Jyutsu or art or running or whatever it is you want to do, sleeping, pulling the blankets up over your head and drinking water. Do it and know it's for you, and give thanks and be conscious. I love you. Thank you.